Good evening, everyone, and welcome to episode 19 of Malt and Magic Campaign 2. We've got a fair bit to get through tonight with stealthing around and potential teleportation. So before we get into that chaos, let's run down our usual set of thank yous and shout outs and go through the complete list as we usually do. So I will start, as I always do, with my shout out and thank you to Incarnate, Alware Radio and Dungeon Alchemist for all things mapping and virtual tabletop. We may or may not see some maps tonight depending on what happens, so keep your eye out there. A big shout out to Hero Forge as well for more NPC visuals these days, but yes, those sort of token creations as well, and the visuals of the different NPCs and characters, and just helping me to formulate what they look like in my head and then put it on some form of visual cue. Of course, any artwork you see is thanks to Stick, so thank you very much for our character artwork, and then you can see some of the DM's tools that I use in the background there, so 5e Magic Shop, Kassoon, 2 Minutes Tools, Thieves Guild, and World Anvil. World Anvil obviously coming into play last week as we announced our brand new Ardalian calendar, which you can see in the Discord channel. More on that in a second. Any music you hear is courtesy of either Tabletop Audio or BattleBards. We are still partnered with BattleBards and still support them. So please go and check out BattleBards if you like any of the sound effects you hear even. Then please go consider subscribing to BattleBards version 2.0, and if you've not checked out the new site, then please do so. You can see all of our social media links along the bottom of the screen there, so Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. You're with us here on Twitch, but if you want to catch even any of the past episodes, then you can do so on our YouTube channel. They're released most Fridays or around sort of the end of the week, and the same with the podcast as well on our, on multiple podcast platforms. So on your platform of choice, go check that out. Our only ask with the podcast is, if you are listening, please leave us a rating or a review and help spread the word. And with the YouTube channel, be sure to hit both the sort of like, subscribe, bell buttons, all the different buttons you can press on YouTube. I don't profess to be an expert. It makes me sound really old there. But yes, please go and hit all the buttons on the YouTube channel and support us there as well. I mentioned the Discord channel, but please come and join us on there. There is everything from maps to calendars to homebrew items, the more perceptive of you, so those who have rolled a strong perception check tonight will notice that I dropped a homebrew item not long before streaming tonight. So yes, go check that out if you haven't already seen it. It is from Campaign 1, early Campaign 1 as well, but was a lot of fun when we were using it. And I think that's it for my usual shout-outs. Over the last few weeks, we have been talking about our partnership with Homie and the Dude as well. Again, we will play that short trailer during the break, and we've posted on our social media channels about it. But if you're interested in sky combats or skyship combat and air combat, then please go check out the Homie and the Dude Kickstarter, which is called Sky Zephyrs, all about piracy, privateering, and a brand new module basically for all things airship combat. It includes everything from spells, crew creation, so NPC creation. You can actually design your own ship, and it comes with these sort of pre-built ship modules as well. There's all sorts of stuff in there. I think there's going to be some minis potentially as extras and all sorts of crazy stuff. So please go show them some love. Please go support them on their Kickstarter with the link that you can see on the screen right now. But for those on podcast, that is maltandmagic.co.uk/HATDKS. And that is me done for my intros tonight. So, my usual warnings certainly apply. There will be adult language and definitely adult humour. You have been warned. Let's roll. Still
I
so
like
good.
that bit at the end.
Still so good. It is. It's awesome, isn't it? It just sets the tone for the campaign.
Yeah, I was in such a blur when making it and suddenly using it last week that I suddenly got a chance to like properly watch it, and I was like, it's quite cool.
It's very cool, so well done, mate. And thank you again to Achilles for the music on that. When we've got a few little tweaks we just need to make in terms of the overall finish, but once we do that, we will release it on the YouTube and give a huge shout out. And thank you to our friend Achilles. So yes, if you're looking for anything in terms of tracks for your own games, shows, anything, doesn't have to be D&D, Achilles is your man. Cool. Thank you to the raid as well before I started there. That was amazing. So welcome back, everyone. Amazing to see more familiar faces as we go through the weeks. The community is ever so slowly growing. I can see some compliments to different people around artwork there. And yes, the fan art in the Discord channel is all amazing. Like, every single bit of it is amazing. We love you all. Thank you so much for being here and being part of it. You can see there is a black screen currently. One of our players is rapidly getting home as quick as they can. And yes, they will join us as soon as they can. Busy at work. Life, as always, taking precedence. So somehow we'll keep us updated on his whereabouts.
Which is really what everybody wants.
We have. We can just we can all simp for a good half an hour at least. But yes, speaking of Samal, there we go. Let's run down our lineup. So I am Matt. I am your Dungeon Master for this game and most of our main campaign games. I'm also the NPCs and COG.
Damn straight.
I am Dave. And
I'm sorry, Dave. I guess I'm also Tabitha as well now.
Yes, you are. You are very much so, yeah. I'm Dave, and I am playing Jewel of Shadows, the female Tabaxi rogue.
And I'm Danny, who plays the UNT sorcerer Lex Ordo, and I make it my mission to make Matt play one of my sidekicks in every campaign, I think. It's going to be a tradition now.
Excellent. And of course, Samal does play Karsis Wispcut, our resident blade singer wizard, who's got a lot going on. I am not making bat noises. I don't even know how I would make a bat noise. I've got to figure that out in my head. I'll figure it out on the break and see what I can do in the second half. I don't like to let you down. Cool. Last week, we kind of picked up on the shopping episode we'd had the week before. And it was a big lore dump week. So we finalised... Dave's actually going for the zoom in here. We finalised the purchases we'd made, and then went in search of a bookstore or a library, explored much more of the city and realised actually how big Agruz as a city was. Found a military district, and then found where the temples were, the palace was, and then made our way around to the northeast side of the city, where we could then find the university district, or the education district. Found the main university building, entered into there, and very quickly negotiated some entry into the library, where we all went book hunting. That's not duck hunting, that was book hunting, and found a lot of information around the history of Nyland? Christ, doing it again, mixing up campaign 1 and campaign 2. The history of Ardalia as a world, and also some of the secret factions and different organisations that we'd come across. As I kick my fan under the desk there, because yes, it's hot in the UK today. I say it's hot, it's been 20 degrees, too hot for me, because I'm a vampire. Yes, found a lot of different lore items, starting to join the dots in various places, but also in the back of our minds realising we really need to figure out what's going on with Artemisia. Tried to find more information around the Crystalline Circle and that group. Didn't find as much as we wanted. So then proceeded to go and finalise everything else we needed to do. Jewel had a smith she needed to take care of, is the term I'm going to use, or decide what she wanted to do with. Lex went off to go and find somebody who would be able to teleport them at least somewhere closer to the Crystalline Isle. And Karsus went back to go and do some spell shaping, I will call it, spell copying, and just sort of sort their stuff out. And so, we begin tonight, having negotiated through Lex teleportation for the early hours of the morning. Lex headed back to the tavern to be with Karsus, or at least to rest with Karsus, which sounds slightly more sinister, or at least kinky, than I had previously planned on. And Jewel hovering outside a smithy. Jewel, what are you doing?
If I recall from the way we ended it last time, she was hiding in a very similar place to where she had met the person from the
Shearer Nightshade, yes, the person from the Order of Sithras.
Believe it was where I actually met the other person.
Oh,
from
sorry,
the,
up on the roof.
From the Serpent.
Up on the roof.
Yes.
Well, technically you met them both in that alley, so I'll claim it.
True. Very true.
And surprise, surprise.
Here he
if
is.
we want to flick the picture off.
Doesn't happen.
No, it is. It's not happening quickly. Anyway, there he is.
Hello. I mean, he could have kept Carsus.
So now also...
They are much better looking than me. So.
What about that? Is that good? Is that right, everyone? Is that a good compromise?
That's
everyone okay now? Also, Stick, seriously, the clarity of everything, even zoomed in 400%. What on earth?
Yeah. Put that in your wank bank, everybody, quick before it disappears.
Should we all just have like a 10-second Karsus Peck amnesty? Just everybody to appreciate the beauty.
Yeah, we've got
this.
we've got a TD cam. It's fine.
Yeah. There we go. Oh, it's even bigger. And that's not the first time
really
Karsus has heard that.
To shave really defined abs.
I'm so glad I'm so glad you carried on that sentence. It's actually really hard.
End of sentence.
Anyway, hello. I am here.
Amazing. Well, you've not missed anything, to be honest, dude. We were just literally starting with Jewel having, correcting me. You were on the roof of that building where you had met Linda. They shall forever be known as Linda now. I'm just sort of caving to the nickname. So yes, you met the operative of the Serpent's Cloak on that roof, and you are now there hidden and watching. What are you watching for?
So I believe... right, again, trying to remember exactly where we got to. In essence, what it was is I'd already seen into the fact that we could fairly easily get into one of the windows. So this was a vantage point to find when they closed up, to watch throughout the night, and to... well, I suppose following it from the evening, it would be seeing, hopefully by light from inside, when they went to bed.
Okay.
There would then be Jill's plan would be. If anything looks like it's set up for the morning, do it now. If not, wait it out for the morning.
Okay. So you are on this roof for a number of hours. The sun sets and the warmth of the day begins to fade quite rapidly. And you begin to feel that chill of a night sort of descend. You pull your cloak instinctively close around you as I've rubbed something into my eye, so you'll have to give me for a second. There we go. So yes, you watch and you watch and you watch, and for hours there is just this light from behind those curtained shutters, if you like, or those cloth shutters, more than anything, the cover is for those windows. There is light. You hear sort of the odd shuffling about, and then eventually, sort of towards the middle, not midnight as such, but sort of those hours between sunset and midnight, the middle of that period, eventually the light goes out. And all is dark, and all is quiet.
So, yeah, here goes. Jewel will wait another about 20 minutes, half an hour. And then we'll climb back up to where that window was. So that she can try and get in.
Make me a stealth check, please.
The hood is up, so I do believe I should have advantage on said check. It would really be helpful if I brought that up to confirm. But it is advantage from the hood. Hey, there we go. My God in heaven, that is awful. Oh, here we go. That is a 14.
14?
Yeah.
Okay. You stealth up to the window and go unnoticed as you sort of peek in.
Okay.
Now, reminding you of what you saw last time.
Yes.
The window you have snuck up to, there were two windows. There was one which was sort of overlooking a rudimentary bedroom, if you like, and the other was more overlooking the forge and the kitchen area. You have currently snuck up to the window where you can see, just inside, you can see the forge, a water bucket and an empty trough. As you look, sort of just peek your head and look towards the left, you can see where the table is set with a plate and sort of cutlery, but no cups are out right now. You do, however, notice that there is a shelf unit, sort of a single shelf unit, towards the far back of the room, which is actually the front of the building. You can see the simple cloth entryway, sort of the curtain just rippling in the slight breeze there is. You can see a number of items on that shelving unit, and then as you look across to the far side of this house, this smithy, you can see there the small bed with a small form curled up inside it.
So the shelf unit, does it seem like it does have a couple of cups and mugs?
You would have to probably get closer, as it is dark in this room.
I will do then. I shall very carefully get in to the window.
Okay.
I do want to look down to see if there's anything below the window that might cause a noise.
Make an investigation check, please.
Uh, 15.
15. As you look down at the window, just as you're about to climb in, you can see a small glyph drawn in chalk.
Can I attempt to pounce over it then?
You can. Make an acrobatics check, please.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay then, as you pounce over the window ledge and over this glyph, and you land sort of all fours next to the forge, there is just this sound of a small bell that rings. Ding, ling, 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 ling. You notice as the small form in the bed begins to stir and turn, and sort of there's just a small... What's that?
George, just try to... If there's anything between sort of the bed and her, like the table or anything, tables and chairs, would just try and hide behind that.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's bring up
Damn.
shall we, just so you can see. So when I can sort my life out, this is going to take me a few minutes, just because I've not had owlbear up.
Mm-hmm.
And apologies for clearing my throat into the mic there. Let me do that. I need to load a new scene very quickly. We'll stare at all. Yeah, absolutely. Just revel in the glory.
Filler.
Tonight's map.
So
It's
you
brought
move
to you
from
by-
from one ab to the other. Is that 5 feet of movement? Yes. It is difficult terrain.
I was going to say it's difficult terrain.
Oh dear.
Just look at those runes.
I was just thinking
Beautiful.
that.
Runes is what you're looking at.
Yeah.
I'm sort of flicking my eyes up and down, mate.
Boy.
Very good. So, we have a very simple map of the smithy there. Let's populate this with a token. We will put Jewel hidden then, sort of behind this trough, if you like. I'm not sure why that doesn't match up at all. Bear with me just a second.
Does the is the forge still lit or not?
Is the forge still lit?
Yeah.
No,
Oh, okay.
even though it looks like it is there.
Yeah. Well, this is what made me think about. I need to check.
Just playing around, folks. This is irritating. Do you know what? We'll deal with it. It's not a major issue. They're only slightly off. So yes, dual there, and then let me do that again. Okay, and then we will put a small little token there. So you managed to duck behind. I'll ask you to make me another stealth check, please.
Okie dokie. That's decidedly better. 25.
25. As this individual stirs then, and they sort of sit up and rub their eyes and just sort of look around. Damn bugs. And they sort of fall back onto their pillow. How long are you waiting before you move?
3 minutes.
3 minutes. So you wait sort of down low 3 minutes, feeling your sort of heart pounding in your chest. And eventually everything goes silent again.
Fine. Now I want to move over. Presumably, this is... Well, it's where Jill wants to check for any mugs or anything. Cups. Or what like.
make me an investigation check then as you head over.
Okay. So I shall be over there.
Okay.
Investigation 19. Yeah.
So you do find a mug. It looks like it's been well used. And you also find a small teapot.
So,
What are we doing?
Yeah, what is Jill doing? What does she do? What does she do? Fine. So she's going to. She's going to get the. She's going to pick the cup up. No, that's really stupid. So Jill is standing there in front of this, going, right. Well, what if she puts that on the table? Then there's going to be nothing but that in it. So she's going to have to wait until there's something in it, and I don't think that it's going to work without so does the mug look like the sort of similar style to the teapot?
Yes. Almost looks like it was once part of a set.
Yeah. I was going somewhere with that, but I can't remember what it was. That's really annoying.
Pressure.
It is the middle of the night. You are tired.
Mm-hmm.
Fine. Into the morning tea. So, she's then going to look for, presumably, in this time, you can let me know, but I would assume that we're talking about tea leaves and a pot of said leaves.
Okay. Make me another investigation check then, please.
Okay. So
And a stealth check, please.
Okay, investigation check. 19 again. Stealth check. 25.
So you very silently sort of move a few things around, put them back in their place, and then you lift up a small pot and sort of take the lid off, and you can see what looks like the same leaves that Lex has previously used and drank. Something very similar. What did you roll on your investigation check then? 19, wasn't it?
19, yes.
You also find a small vial of sorts. Hidden behind this pot, if you like, small little pot of tea leaves. It is filled with this viscous red liquid, and as you sort of move it around, there are little chunks of stuff that seemingly float around. Underneath said vial, there is a small little piece of parchment with a small little note written on it.
Can I read the note?
You have to hold it very, very close to your face, but as you move it around, I'll say with the stealth you've already rolled, you look, and on this note, it's very, very short, but it just reads, Zeph. Given your recent predicament, this is all we could find to help. One-time use only.
Does the writing seem familiar to me?
No.
Cool. Okay. She's going to very carefully put everything back where it was. Pot of tea leaves, teapot, mug, all back where it was meant to be. And then she will very carefully get back out through the window. Was there anywhere out the window that she could stay? If not, she's going to go
back on the roof.
She's going to go back onto the same roof that she was at before.
The only other place you would remember is, as there is on the map, the big debris pile, sort of like the rubbish pile, which is out the back.
Yeah. Oh, just before leaving then, can I see anywhere that they might go to the loo, or do I likely see that that's somewhere else?
From what it looks like in here, you guess the water closet is external to this smithy building. There doesn't look like there's, not like your hotel room, your tavern room, where there is a water closet. There's no real plumbing in here.
Yeah, fine. Jewel thinks that she's going to have to wait for a timely fashion when the blacksmiths actually brews their own tea, and is therefore going to leave and wait until the morning.
Okay. So with that, are you going to stay awake?
Yes.
Or are you going to sleep?
No.
Okay. You retreat back to the roof then. As you climb out of the window, you see that same glyph once again.
Can I... Yeah, can I try and scratch the chalk?
You can. Not going to ask for a check. Are you scrubbing it out, or are you just trying to make a mark in it as such?
Kind of break it. You know, the intention that it's meant to be
Break it.
quite a good one, so not an entirely rub it out, but break it enough.
Okay. So you scratch and break part of this glyph then. And as you do so, you just hear like the very faintest just breath of wind almost. And then you hop out of the window, and this time there is no bell tinkling.
Cool.
You head up to the roof.
Yeah. And I will wait until I hear something later on.
Very good. Okay then. As you retreat up to the roof, we're going to flick over to Karsis in the tavern as Lex returns. Lex having been successful in negotiating transport, at least. Karsis, what are you doing in the tavern room right now?
Well, given the choice, I will...
Everybody wants you to say masturbating, let's be fair.
What am I doing?
What are you doing?
I would actually have the two swords in front of me, and I would sort of be looking at them and just analyzing and kind of casting identify on them a couple more times, just to try to understand their properties and what makes them unique, what makes them the swords that they are.
Okay.
Then after a little bit, I would start sort of writing some notes in my spell book, very lightly, a little bit of piece of carbon, just to write some ideas for later, sort of thing. Taking some notes and
Excellent. Until that moment then when you're sort of just scratching away into your spellbook, that Lex, you arrive home, or at least your temporary home.
Is Jewel not back yet?
No, I haven't seen her. So, yeah, I suppose she's still doing what she needs to do.
I've managed to secure us passage out of here via teleportation tomorrow morning.
You did?
Yeah. I found a very nice lady who said she'd do it for us. I've paid her 300 gold up front, and then we owe her 300 more gold on departure. But she said, given the urgency and the magistrate's note, I said we'd want to do it pretty early. So she wants us to meet us at first light at her shop. And if Jewel's not back yet, I'm worried. I don't want to be late.
Well, and how far off is she going to be able to take us?
She can't get us inside. There's obviously inside the building on the Isle because they'll have wards up, but she can get us to the Outpost adjacent to it. So that's pretty much as close as we could get.
Yeah, that is true. Well, suppose we... Matt, what time is it, basically?
So we've gone back a little bit in time. The sun is probably not long set. So yeah, you're probably looking about maybe in half an hour to an hour after dusk right now.
Okay, so we've got like 6 hours or so, 7 hours maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. Did we know where Jewel was going? That's my question. I can't remember.
No.
We did.
No.
Right.
Even if she was, we can find her anyway.
That is also very true. That's also very true.
She might even be in the room and you don't know.
Yep, that's true.
Look into the bed. Look into the beds. Well, I mean, she might be just taking some time to do maybe her job or the job that she was given. So let's wait it out a couple more hours, and if by then she's not back, then we go out and try to retrace her steps, I suppose.
Yeah. I'm just, if Jewel doesn't want to be found, I don't think we'll find her. That's my worry. We definitely cannot leave without her, but I don't want to miss our window of opportunity. Unless I could go back to the lady and ask if we can push back our departure time. I could ask.
Yes, that is also a possibility, but if... yeah. Well, we can ask that and then see what we get back. And
yeah, it may cost
the
us,
answer isn't favorable, then we'll cross that bridge.
Yeah. I just hope I don't lose my deposit.
It's quite a hefty one.
Yeah. What have you been up to? Was your success? Did you get some scrolls?
I went to the blacksmith and I got the sword. Well, I got my sword, Tirasoro, to be a little bit sharpened, and I got this new one, which I was just studying. It's all right, I suppose. I've been looking at it and trying some of my moves with it, but it doesn't feel quite the same. So I'm looking
As in, you need practice, or you want to return it?
No, I think I need practice, but I've been thinking about things and thinking about Tirasoro and perhaps something I can do to improve her. But I need a bit more time to think about that.
Can you do enchantment magic?
I can. I know some stuff. It's not my speciality, but I suppose if there's anything that I learned over the past day or so is that maybe I need to expand my area of expertise.
Yeah.
You in particular showed me that you can engage in combat, where you can get out of sticky situations with, well, other means than not fight everything head on, which is what I'm used to.
Strategy. But yeah, brains over brawn sometimes. Do you think we need to do any preparations for tomorrow? I mean, other than obviously whatever Jewel is doing and you're practicing. Did you want to get any scrolls from the shop before we leave, or did you?
Yeah, I got some.
Yeah,
I
sure.
got some stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we should be good for a while. Should be good for a little bit. Is there anything you want to
I don't know much about. Well, I don't know much about the outpost, and when we land, whether it be a hostile environment or whether we'll have relative anonymity there. I didn't know whether we wanted to strategize what you might want to load into your ring, spell-wise.
That's a great idea. Simone thinks. Yes, I mean, I've got two. I have two slots free. I usually keep them for our mage armor, but I could expend whatever I have, and we can refill it with whatever you were thinking.
Well, I just didn't know whether you wanted to store any of my spells in there for you.
Which ones in particular are you thinking?
Well, I didn't know whether you'd want to go with Dragon's Breath, or I do have a spell that I've been working on. I haven't been able to use it yet. Where it gives us protection. It can give the person protection from different types of energy, whether that be lightning or fire or acid. Because you're always up at the front of the battle. I didn't know whether you'd want extra protection.
That sounds good. Sounds like a good plan. The other one could be fun. I mean, I've always wanted a bit of dragon in me, so.
Like Shrek and Donkey. Right.
I was trying to see if I could make Danny break.
Donkey on a
It's so
whirlwind
hard
adventure.
being Lex. That would have been a perfect giggity, but I couldn't.
Yeah.
Can we have a crossover where Ander and Karsis do a one shot together, or just go on a drunken sex binge? Because that'd be brilliant.
Sounds like Bill and Ted Sex and
We'll
Adventure.
have to see
Yeah.
if Ander
Like Bill and Ted, but
ever
it's erotic.
encounters this party. Won't he?
I'm going to make us go to Nyland just for a laugh. But yeah, sorry. Back to what we're doing. Well, it's up to you. Whether you want to go on the offensive or defensive.
Well, I suppose I could have both of them, and then whatever the situation arises, I might need to go for one. Then I'll use it. How much power are we talking about those two? I don't know them particularly well, so how much power do you spend by doing that? Does it work like that? Do you have? Yeah.
Does it matter if they're concentrate? I don't know how the ring works. Does it matter if they're concentration spells?
It doesn't. They do use my concentration if I cast them, though. But the thing that matters is the slots, because the ring has got 5 slots. Yeah, there's 5 levels worth.
Just
So
one
every spell that I use.
one slot per spell level, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Dragon's Breath is a 2, and Protection from Energy is level 3.
So that'll be that. Could do that though. Yeah, fuck it, I'll do it.
So if you've got 2 slots left, That would only be a second level spell, is that what you mean?
Yeah, but I can expend the others. It's fine. Yeah, I'll get rid of the other two. Yeah, well, if you're happy to do that, then I'm happy to.
I'm going to rest before we set off tomorrow, so it's not as if I'll gain the energy back. Okay. How do I do it? Do I just cast a spell into it? Or what happens? How do I do this? I don't want to just like put it on you by accident. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it's fine. You just shoot your stuff into the ring and it'll be fine.
Right. Okay. Why are you smirking when you say that? Is it a trick?
I was doing really well, and then I looked at the other two. Anyway, Matt's gone. Matt's just gone now.
That's
right. I've never had. I've never had anyone put a spell on the ring apart from me. So let's see how that works.
I'll just try it then.
Yeah, I'll take out the ring of spell storing, place it in my hand, and then the runes at the top are going to glow, and I'm going to just expend Vortex Warp and Jump, because that's the things that were there. And then I kind of just extend my hand. Usually what I do is that I when I'm casting it, I just conduct the energy into it, so I don't fully cast it, if that makes sense.
Right. I think I know how to do this. Yeah, I got it. Pass me your hand.
All right.
So I'll delicately hold one hand.
And cast Time Stop.
That is the best place to freeze. Like, perfect.
That is
This is where we can make jokes like Lex says, Carsis, do you take my spell?
Yeah.
He's back. He's back.
Did you get any of that? Did you get what I said?
No,
You literally froze like that.
Extend my hands. That was it.
Fuck's sake. So I'm delicately holding you.
Oh, don't do it again.
This is destined to fail. Like, there's gods at work here.
Oh no!
That's so good. Oh,
Perfection. True perfection.
here he is.
Gods are killing
nearly.
fan service here.
It's all gone tits up, fellas. I don't know what's happening.
Oh, perfect.
Oh dear. Oh yeah, quite literally, he's gone again, isn't he? We'll give it a minute. I think we'll give it a minute for everybody to just calm the shit as well, because I think everybody's got like a complete simp and erections or whatever you want to call it on right now. This touching moment between Carsis and Lex.
Touching being the important word.
Operative term.
While we've got a
while Danny, yeah, go on.
I was going to say, while we've got a minute, do I recall this being the forge?
Fuck me.
Is this in essence a different section or upstairs from where the shop was? Is this sort of an upstairs section or something?
No. So if you remember rightly, compared to what I said last week, the smithy, the forge, is a singular floor, one small brick building.
Okay.
Okay, Danny,
So,
you back?
quick.
No.
He's fucking said it. I love it. Yes.
We are screenshotting these at some point. I want these freeze frames. There's 3 perfect ones there.
Oh mate, if I get time this week, I am so clipping all these bits just together, all the sections where he disconnects.
Someone has to clip that last one. That was so good. That was perfect.
Amazing.
That was absolutely
good stuff.
perfect.
Well,
Quick.
we will return to Jewel.
No, it's hilarious.
It's gone again.
Yeah.
He has. There's going to be a router reset or something here.
Yeah, I'm going to message him.
Yeah.
He just
If somebody
needs
just
to
pings him
reset his
on
computer.
our chat in the background, that's cool. We were. That's right. I've only just got your message there. Somehow.
Yeah, all of them just came through.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah. Does this mean that I've been into? So we've all been into this room before. Is that sort of the idea? The understanding we're getting?
Yeah, you've been in the shop. You've been in the whole building. You've seen this whole layout.
Right.
Before.
Cool. I thought they was. Oh, blimey. So, do I remember where they took the box, which had a very fancy dagger in it? Because they said they went somewhere.
They went because if you remember rightly, you'd entered into the front of the shop. They went back to where the forge was. Now the bit I've not put on the map because it's currently drawn back in our time is there was a bit of a larger curtain which covered this. So yes, you would remember that the box with the dagger and everything was stored in the back of the shop.
Cool. But I'm slightly concerned that if they've used this many charms, then there's probably going to be charms on that as well. So,
Now, I will give you this one for free. If you remember rightly, last time you entered the shop, you entered through the front door, there was that same tinkling sound.
absolutely. There was, but the fact that they can do that... Fuck
Well,
it. Right,
you
there
have
we go.
no
She's got...
confirmation that they are magical currently.
Middle of the night, she's going to be thinking over this, and she's going to head back in and try and find where those... specifically that box. It may well be that it's with a lot of other things, but for speed, she's going to just be looking for that.
Okay, well, we will return to our map then as you climb back in through the window. Make me another stealth check, please.
Yep. Oh, beautiful.
Nice.
Just a 29.
You slip through this window like a shadow in the darkest of nights. Not even creatures that are used to the dark and used to the night see Jewel as she slips, just slinks and sort of rolls over and lands without a sound. In front of you stands the forge. You see a bucket of water to your right and an empty trough to your left. What would you like to do?
Would like to search, being this is roughly the area that was once covered by a curtain. This would be the area that...
Curtain technically comes across here. I've just not put it on the map.
Then I would look for it. Look for the box. Look for anything that might contain the box. Is there a cabinet or anything that might contain it?
Make me an investigation check then, please.
Well, it's a bit rubbish. 12.
12.
Yeah.
You start sort of feeling around. Which bit were you investigating? Sorry.
So near the forge, as far as I'm aware, I'm basically in the section behind the curtain looking for where that box would be.
Okay. So you begin your investigation sort of feeling around the front of the forge and looking in the coals, which are burnt out. They are cool. It's almost like somebody's deliberately cooled these and put them out. You don't see anything other than the small little smith's hammer, which lies on the sort of far end of the forge.
The little shit's got it in like a bag of holding and just goes behind there to cover it up. To look for any trapdoors? Anything on the floor? any sort of scuff marks, anything that looks like that.
Make me another investigation check then, please. Do you have dark vision?
Do, yes.
Very good. It will not be with disadvantage.
Still shit. 11.
11. You look around. This whole floor is dusty, and there is ash and stuff all over the place. There is one area of the floor that looks slightly off. Just about where the pail of water is, the bucket of water is. You see like this tiniest bit of an outline.
I can move the pail of water and see if that shows anything more obvious.
Make me a stealth check in order to do so then, please. This time no advantage, just a straight stealth check.
$15.
Okay. There is the slightest of sort of movements of bucket on water, bucket on stone. Just, but you then lift the bucket and very gently move it across. And as you move it across, you now see a clear outline of a piece of the floor which looks like it can be either lifted or moved.
Can I check that section for any glyphs, traps, magical or otherwise?
Make me another investigation check,
Will
please.
bring out my magnifying glass.
Okay.
Does that help? I mean, it says it should give me advantage. Any ability check to make or appraise or inspect an item that is high or...
I'll allow you to have advantage on it.
Ooh, investigation 23.
There are no glyphs that you can see in this area.
Cool.
You don't spot any traps of sorts. You get the impression this was very much just hidden. Almost as if they were relying on other things to alert them.
Cool. Try and lift this bit of floor then.
Okay. Make me a strength check, please.
Oh, bloody hell. Great. That's a totally straight roll. Oh, fuck. 12.
You lift it, and it takes you by surprise as you lift it, and it comes away with ease. This is simply light wood.
Place it carefully on the floor and see if there is what I am looking for. Specifically, the box.
Okay. As you place this quietly on the floor then, and you reach in, there are a number of items in here. The one you look for, that polished box of sorts, is almost pride and centre. You can see an open velvet box and the indentation in there is similar shape to the denier, the sword that Karsis had previously picked up. But you find this small little polished box, which you recognise the box that was presented to you with the dagger.
Cool. In the initial searching of it, Joel will also look up and see if the halfling is also just still sleeping.
can't do maths.
It's because you're asleep.
You don't hear anything.
Cool. So I will pick up the Pride of Place box, lift it up, check for traps.
Make me an investigation check then, please.
14.
14. You begin to lift this box up, and as you lift it up, you then feel a very small pull. Almost like it's attached to something.
Put it back
Good
down.
shot, Dave. Good shot.
Put it back down.
Open it.
Okay, you open the box. As you open the box in place, nothing happens, but inside you see that dagger, which I'm now going to have to go quickly pull up the details of, just so I describe it. So you see this curved dagger almost forms like an S shape in it, in the way that it's the blade and then the grip, the handle, the hilt form. The hilt itself is made of this purplish metal that ends in a point, and then the sort of the guard bends up in a sort of crescent moon shape. This dark metal blade then curves away from that moon-like handguard, and you see 3 inlaid pieces of gold that are like stars. And there are several sort of crescent moon designs on the handle of this blade, as you see before you the dusk dagger that had been presented to you before.
Very carefully, we'll pick it up and then put it in my backpack, realising it's such an intricate shape. Was going to put a dagger in its place, but presumably it wouldn't fit.
As you look, one of your daggers would be probably a bit too bulky. This blade is very elegant, very fine. For you to place a dagger in here you'd find it difficult to then close the box.
Yeah, so without that, just close it again, and anything that had to be moved or taken out to see this is very carefully put back in exactly the place that it was found.
Okay, so you close the box. I'm going to ask you to make me a sleight of hand check now, please, to place everything back in exactly the place it was.
Come on. I will take it. 19.
19. You place the sort of lid of the box down, close it. You then very carefully lift the wood back and place it down where it sits very snugly in its sort of housing. You're very careful to make sure the dirt on top is as pristine as it could be beforehand, or at least exactly as it was, and then you very carefully lift that bucket back up and place it back on top where there is an imprint of the bucket. What you realise in this moment is that where you'd placed the bucket previously, there is now an indentation, or at least a mark where that bucket has been moved to and stood for a few minutes.
Try and muck up where that went. Just to look like random scuffs like the rest of the floor.
Okay. So you just scuff it up a little bit, make it a bit dirty. Okay. You now have the dusk dagger.
How much tea was in the pot before? Did it look like quite a few bits of tea?
Looked like there was about a quarter full.
Yeah. Cool. Realising that this may be a touch she's not quite sure how she's going to be able to see without seeing the... It would have been lovely, and Joel has been thinking about this all night, if they had more time, she would have watched to to try and watch the habits of this person for at least 2 nights, and then act. But they have to go after they've been attacked. So she's going to do what is required, and that is to pour the vial into those tea leaves in the pot.
Very good.
And hope it infuses enough to do its job.
Okay, so you very carefully wander over. Make me another sleight of hand check then, please.
Okay. It's probably going to just make soggy tea and mean that they throw it out and never use it, but you know. Ooh, fuck. That's a natural 1.
In this moment then, as you lift the pot of tea leaves up, take the lid off and then take that vial out and sort of pop the cork off, the uncertainty hits. That moment of insecurity. That moment where you are not sure what this vial is going to do, nor what it could mean. And in that moment of uncertainty, where your third palms get slightly sweaty, the pot of tea slips from your grasp and smashes on the floor. And immediately, the individual sits up. What's going on? What are you doing in my house? Get out, you bastard. Get out now. What are you doing with my tea? What are you doing with my tea? And from beneath their pillow, they pull a short sword. And we're going to have to roll some initiative, please.
Oh, that was a bad natural 1.
Ironically, we joked about this happening
Yeah.
before we got on stream.
This is where we discover that the blacksmith is actually a level 20 fighter
Yeah.
or artificer or something.
Yeah, we do.
Just rolled a natural 20 on my initiative.
Yeah, of course you
Oh,
did.
good.
Of course you did.
Oh,
A retired
good.
paladin, here we go.
21.
21. Ooh.
That's not good.
Okay.
That's just not good, is it?
It is the halfling's turn first. And what you notice is as they sit up and draw this short sword, they then very quickly begin to shift. And where there was this halfling before, there is now this half-humanoid rat-like creature. As the hands begin to ripple with fur and these sharp claws begin to sort of grow out. A tail begins to sort of grow out, and the fur just begins to cover this body. The nose begins to elongate into this rat-like snout, and these whiskers grow. These 2 ears, the sort of ears just shift up the head and form these 2 big circular sort of almost satellite dish-like ears either side. That is its action. And that will be its turn. What do you want to do?
Jewel will take 5-foot step back and will say, "Wait. I was here to. I can save you. Please. I do not want to hurt you."
Make me a persuasion check, please, Jewel.
Persuasion. Oh, 23.
This halfling rat-like creature. Sorry, is there anything else you wish to do on your turn?
I mean, apart from maybe take the dodge action.
Okay.
I think that'll be it.
That's fine. You take the dodge action. With those words, the halfling rat-like creature sort of almost pauses on the bed with this blade out.
Do I look like I need saving? Save me from what?
By the look of the vials you have on that shelf, you already know you're in danger.
The vials to save me from this. But I not be wanting saving. Not anymore.
And it's going to bounce and pounce towards you. It's got 30 feet of movement. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 is only going to get it to there, but it very quickly streaks up towards you and just sort of holds the sword out.
Well, I can't be having intruders. And no one's gonna know my secret. So I guess you be dying.
Jewel, your turn.
This escalated very quickly.
Yeah, it really did. And thought processes are happening. So this will be right. Where's my bonus actions? Well,
Under the bonus actions tab, mate.
thanks for that.
It's alright.
It's really
I am forever your
helpful.
DM, mate.
You are absolutely amazing. Right, I have bugger. Yeah, because I don't have those types of features anymore. Therefore, I think it was probably take. Oh fuck! I'm not going to get any sneak attack. So, oh come on! Everyone wants it. Otherwise, it's just garbage. Fine. Step up and stab because I can't do anything else. So yeah.
Now, I will give you a quick DM's tip that you are currently out of melee range, and you do have the steady aim feat. Or steady aim capability.
Oh, I do have. I can throw them. I can throw them. I can throw them.
Yeah.
I forgot I can throw them. Fine.
One DM tip.
Thank
for
you. Thank you. Getting used to this. So, yes, bonus action steady aim because I can throw them. Will then give me advantage, and now I can use sneak attack. So, that will give me a. Yes, it will give me an advantage. I'm not in a disengage. So. 22 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay, that is then 3d6. 3d6 plus a d6. 4d6. Cool. No, it's not. It's not one of them. Sorry, it's d4. I was looking at my crossbow. So it's still 3d6. For 19 points of piercing damage. Fucking hell. 3 5s.
Shit.
Rogues be like that.
Yeah.
So yes, with that single dagger that you just take out, throw it towards this rat-like halfling creature, it strikes just below the clavicle, sort of deeply dives in, penetrates into this what was once a halfling, and you can just hear the hiss of pain. Anything else on your turn? I think that's it.
That's bonus action. I can't move. That's me.
Well, I'm not the only one that's gonna suffer with this curse then.
And it's going to step up 5 feet. It's going to attempt to bite you.
That's my second
Aware.
character
Oh,
becoming
not
aware
again,
thing.
Dave. Not again, Dave.
I'm sorry.
Fucking hell. Every campaign
This
now.
is 15 to hit.
That hits.
If a cat becomes
Just-
aware,
I need it.
will it chase itself and try and catch itself?
Can I have a Constitution saving throw, please, Jewel?
Oh, motherfucker.
It's going to be like,
Where's
You
Lexi
take
Passes
4
when you need
points. 4 points of piercing damage.
you know that meme about like how toast always falls on its
Yeah.
face, and then if you attach a toast to a cat, you just get unlimited energy. I think if Jewel becomes a were-rat, that's going to be
Yeah, just hovers in space just like that. That's an 8.
Oh boy, oh
Okay.
Dave.
Okay. They then follow up with a short stab of the short sword to your gut.
Nice.
That is a
If you die
16 to
again-
hit.
Hits.
Get your dice out of the box early, Matt. That is 6 points of piercing damage.
Yeah, okay. Ah, yeah, alright. That's that.
And it is now your go.
They are now closer. Yes, of course. So...
You smell the cheese from across the room now.
There's the trap.
You are Tom and Jerry rolled into one.
Yeah. Oh my good lord.
Thomas, there's a mouse in the house.
You are
Right.
both itchy and scratchy.
Yes. Pinky,
yes.
but not so much the brain.
Right, yes. So, steady aim again. And this time with the other dagger, not the one I've just got, but the other dagger I have. It's my last normal dagger.
I'm assuming steady aim applies to melee attacks as well, right?
Yeah. You also
I think I
Just
remember right.
just your next attack roll. So yeah, looks like.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's cool.
I can't really say that I'm engaged with it. So yeah, okay, that again. So advantage. Ooh, I'm gonna fucking miss with a 10.
You are going to miss.
Yeah.
As that bite and then the stab to your gut sort of catches you off guard, you go to swing with your dagger, or at least sort of more of a jab with a dagger, if you like. It's your jabber, that. For any Lee Evans fans out there. As you go to jab with the dagger, you just feel that sting of both the bite and the gut shot, and just miss as you sort of arc wide. It is then the were-rat's turn, who is just going to swing at you twice now with the short sword.
Okay.
First one
This is
going
this-
to
this
miss
is
with
not
an
good.
8.
Okay. Okay.
The second one is going to hit with an 18.
Okay.
4 points of piercing damage.
Fuck it. I'm going to reduce it to 2 using uncanny dodge. So in that moment, there's the dark flare. This ghostly visage that again sort of seems to actually emanate from where she's sort of stabbed. So it kind of ghosts there and then recirculates. But yeah, she'll take the 2 points of damage.
Right. Now it's your go.
They probably don't notice, but her eyes go quite black when that happens, and then back to normal.
I'm actually going to say the whole room gets even darker for just a moment, like you're enshrouded in shadow. And yes, the room just gets ever darker. There's these small little pinpricks of light that you see, almost like the stars that you had previously seen from a place you had previously been. And your form goes almost spectral for a second. Shadowy.
Steady aim again. Come on. That is better. That is a natural 16 for a 22.
That will hit.
$16 points of piercing damage.
16 points of piercing damage. Jewel of Shadows. How do you want to kill this wear out?
Okay, so what I'll actually do is I'm holding one dagger, but she'll actually grab the other one out of the wearer's shoulder and then stab it into the neck using the same original dagger. Who would want to look like you? And throw it to the floor.
And as this wear-out sort of falls to its knees, just blood spurting out and these gouts from that neck wound.
Well, you've not got much choice now, have you? Fuck you.
Slumps to the side, and we are out of combat. You are covered in blood, and in this moment you hear a small tinkling sound of a bell.
Oh, fuck.
And a robed individual steps inside. Well, you like to make a mess of things, don't you? What the fuck have you just done? As a sheer nightshade stands before you.
Oh, it was you. If it was the other one, I would still be fighting.
Oh, I have no doubt that your cloak friends are not going to be far behind me.
Yes, well, I fucked it up. I wasn't meant to make a scene.
That is evident. Did they bite you?
Yeah, yes. Yes, they did.
Ashira marches over to the shelf. Where did they put it? Where did they put it? For fuck's sake.
It is here.
And they
It
pull
is
that
here.
small vial out. Pull the small vial out, the red liquid with the chunks and flecks. This isn't going to taste very nice, but fucking drink it.
Is it poison?
No, it's an anti-venom of sorts. You carry a disease. This is the cure. It's rare
Just
and
grab
very
it.
difficult to come by. Your body, having not gone through a formal change or the disease having not really had much chance to set in, there is just an uncomfortable feeling that surges throughout your body. It's like all of your nerve endings fire at once, and pins and needles just surge through your body.
I taste poison.
Let it pass, let it pass. Well, you've dealt with an evil, at least, not in the way I think the Cloak wanted you to. I'm not quite sure why the Cloak wanted this individual dead. I'm assuming that's what you were doing here.
Yes. I was supposed to put this in the morning tea. I was about to do that when they woke up.
You do realise it's not morning, right?
Yes. But I did not know. I did not know when they were going to wake up. And I didn't know, so I was going to try and put it in their tea now.
Pause. Hello, Raiders. Thank you for joining us.
Hello.
That's amazing. Wow. Wow. Thank you so much. Welcome to Malt Magic Campaign 2. Yes, the local rogue did almost just get turned into where we're at. But have just been given the
The Tabaxi cat was about to be turned into a were-rat. I was going to point that
we'll be
out, so
honest.
we were making a hell of a lot of Tom and Jerry jokes and everything else. So.
Steeped in irony.
Just another Monday night, really.
Excellent. Very good. You look at Ashira then, as Ashira just looks and says, I have a Cloak's dagger. I will plant it. You need to be gone. Not just from here, out of this city. As soon as possible.
Oh, great. So the Serpent's Cloak are going to be after us now as well? I was meant to do this, and I was meant to tell them when I've done it. I just fuck it up and leave?
I will do what I can. I told you not to get wrapped up in this organisation, Jewel.
I was already wrapped up. I would take it back
There's ways
in
out.
an heartbeat if I could.
This is not the time nor the place. Go wherever you need to.
Yeah, the vial. If it helps you plant it like
No,
they...
no.
What? You can... Can we not make this look like it...
Jewel,
What?
take a breath.
Oh, I'm so far out of my depth.
Yes, this vial could be useful to you in the future. Forged for evil or whatever it was made for, do something good with it.
Tell me this. Should I leave a note for the cloak, or should I just run? I don't know how to make a note. This is all stupid.
Yes, it is. It's very stupid. But we have no time. I
Fine.
will sort this out. You need to leave.
I am in your debt. I will go.
Again, I will find you. I don't know how long, but I will find you.
I will gather the others, and we will leave on foot right away.
Very good. You scamper out of the doorway then, just not even choosing to stealth in this moment, and sort of running back. As you begin to run, you then focus back on that moment of, I need to be hidden. Still covered in wear-out blood. And you streak off through the shadows and the darkness, off toward the tavern, which is not far away, but far enough to cause you some concern at least. There is a moment where you look back and then all of a sudden light just flashes across the night sky, and then you hear it. There are shouts and screams as the smithy goes up.
That's what mine to deal with it.
What?
If in doubt, blow
What?
it up.
Thank you for the follow.
Oh my god.
And in
I
that
mean,
moment, we are going to take a very, very short break, just so we can all stretch our legs and go to the loo quickly. So thank you for joining us, Raiders. Please stick around. There is much more to happen this episode. We are going to play our advert from Homie and the Dude. I think we'll do it first up. And then, yes, we will be back in a few minutes. So thank you all for joining us so far. I hope you've enjoyed it. That was a lot of fun. We'll be back in a few. Hey, yo, folks. We are back. We're going to let Samao just sort of wander back in his own time, having got back late anyway. Probably needs to grab some food and stuff. So, Jewel. In fact, before we go to that, we saw, hopefully everybody saw the advert, or the little explanation from Bodhi at Homie and the Dude there. All the information about that Kickstarter is on the website and also on social media as well, so go and check that out. And as I say, please support them if you'd like to get a little bit sort of privateering sort of stuff in your game. Welcome back, Smile. Cool. We will stick with Jewel. We will stick with Jewel just for a second. So, Jewel, you've just escaped. You've slunk back. Where are you heading?
Tavern. Yeah, heading back for the tavern.
So you're going to head straight back to the tavern.
Yeah, and
Make
I
me
thought,
a stealth check then,
yeah.
please.
Hood straight back up. During that conversation, probably it was down in the fight, but otherwise.
I'm going to say in this moment, your nerve endings are still tingling as well, so you've got this strange feeling throughout your body. Stealth check result, sorry.
27.
27. Not even the wind notices you passing. As you slink back and then you approach the tavern now. You remember that your contact in the cloak actually runs this tavern.
Yeah.
Where do you want to go? How do you want to enter into the tavern? You are covered in blood, I'm going to say again.
Thank you for the reminder, but yes, it doesn't...
also like the fucking darkness.
Yeah, but I think it is going to have to be... It's going to have to be true rogue, and I think I'm actually going to try and get in through our window.
Excellent. In which case, make me an acrobatics check, please.
Yes.
You have a climbing speed, don't you?
I do have a climbing speed, so to get up there, presumably...
In which case, ignore me.
Okay.
You sort of wander up to where your room is, remembering having dropped down, and begin to climb. I'm not going to ask you for another stealth check, but in that moment, we are going to go back in time and pick up where we left off with
hopefully
our sorcerer and our wizard trying to inject things into rings. So,
I'm going to sploosh into your ring now. So, as I was trying to explain, hopefully it's not anticlimactic, so I had some cool ideas on how to put it in his ring. So, I've took Cars's hand, I'm holding it, and as I put Dragon's Breath into the ring, what I'll do, I'll form a little mechanical dragon. So it looks like a little gearsy dragon, and I'll push it into the ring, and then that'll be Dragon's Breath cast into that. And then to add protection of energy into the ring, what you'll see like an icicle form that'll then get encased, drop in. Then you'll see like a flame spark up, and that'll get encased and fall in. Then you'll hear like a little crack of thunder and see a little spark of electricity, which then gets cased up and falls in. And then you'll see like this green splash then get boxed up and put into the ring. And they're all the damage types you can protect yourself against. I hope I did that right. It's my first time putting anything into your ring, so hopefully it was.
Never forget your first time, Lex. Yeah, I think that did the job. I think that was fine.
Okay, as long as you're satisfied, that's fine.
I'm very happy right now. Anyway, yeah, this seems quite full, so that's good.
Yeah, I'm still worried about Jewel, but at least me and you should rest before we go meet and get ourselves teleported out of here.
It's always good to rest after you do the thing. Yes, well, let's go to bed. Beds, I suppose. Unless,
Unless what?
Never mind, Lex, never mind.
Why do I always feel like there's references that I'm not understanding? I'll get it. I'll figure it out one day.
One day, I hope so.
That was his one shot and he missed it.
And yeah, Cassis will lie down and try to fall asleep. Well, at least the rest.
Imagine Jewel coming back after a near-death experience and with his balls deep in Lex. It's just absolutely railing him. What a contrast.
So how was your evening?
Dave, we can't hear you, you're muted.
Can you just imagine the point in the second Matrix, where the Merovingian is just talking about the fact that the French language is so great, and just reels off these expletives, and just like that is exactly what Jewel would say when he came.
Fucking love that film. Oh, amazing then. So, Karsis and Lex, you both fall asleep then.
I'll cast alarm
Lex, I
on
imagine.
the room before I do, considering the magistrate said we're on people are hunting us, so I'll do that just in case. But obviously,
Same password as usual?
password.
Requires a
Doesn't have a
password
password, does it?
to get past.
To get past it, yeah.
Well, Joel wouldn't set it off anyway, because they'd be one of the designated creatures.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't know the
it's
password
a
thing. I'm
password.
spacing on that.
I'm trying to find
That's
it.
fine. After you've set the alarm spell, and you fall asleep. Lex, I imagine you're still sat there for a moment trying to figure out what the references Karsis was making were.
Yep.
Karsis, I imagine you fall asleep thinking, it's not often I get shot down. Lex, make me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh boy.
No.
Oh boy.
I'm supposed to just go to bed.
Failed
now.
his
What's
emotional
on there?
check. Failed his emotional check.
10.
10.
Ask for consent.
Whereas
Lex.
usually you enter a sort of peaceful, logical sleep. This time, you dream. You dream of a small boy finding a stone and metal circle with a strange liquid-like effect to it. Stargate fans, you're welcome. Falling through it, landing on a giant gear. Gears as far as the eyes can see. You dream of aging in this realm. You see a glass spire, which piques your interest, but you're encouraged to pay it no mind. You see a red obelisk, and you're encouraged to pay it no mind. You see creatures of all kind, these insectoid-like, ant-like humanoid beings. Beings much like Cog. Some that are as simple as Cog, other that are more complicated in their makeup. You see creatures made of metal, but given life. You recall one such individual, driven insane, a magician of sorts. A humanoid made of metal, wood. Unlike the other creatures here, a spark of the divine about them. You remember the 8-hour segments and the tolling of the bells at the end of every 8-hour segment. And then you remember the voice. That singular, booming, overarching voice. And you awake as something then just flops through the window and lands on the floor, chest still heaving. Karsis, you also wake up to find Jewel laid on the floor as Tabitha sort of flutters down to your shoulder and the wing just bats against your face to wake you up, even though you're already waking in this moment.
Grab my sword, stand up, back up immediately.
Joel
What
just,
happened? Am I still dreaming? Oh,
Joel just legs it to the toilet, bathroom area, whatever they've got, and just starts trying to, wash off the blood.
Still looking at the window. Is there anyone else we have to be concerned about?
Are you two? No. Well, maybe, I don't know.
what have you done?
That is not the answer I'm looking for, Joel. I'm so.
Oh well, I'm
What
so
the fuck's
sorry to
happening?
not have a better answer. The blacksmith was some sort of horrible transformative creature. I was meant to kill them. I fucked it up. They're dead, but
Are they how did you fucked it up if they're dead? Surely mission success.
I was meant to make it look like it was poison in their morning tea, and I ended up having to kill them in the night in their room. Oh
Wait,
man,
Actually,
it was
hang on.
so stupid.
Your original mission was to your mind, poison an innocent man, who luckily for you turned out not to be an innocent man,
Woman,
person, small humanoid.
Yes, I was given the task. They had not paid their protection money, and so I was meant to poison them. It was the vial I had Cassius look at, so I knew it was. I knew what it was meant to do. Anyway, I thought it is either them or us, and so I try not to think about it too much. Anyway, I fucked it up, and middle of the night, they found me in their room, and I had to fight them. They were horrible.
Yeah. Did Nightshade help you?
Well-
I asked her to watch over you on your solo mission.
Yes. Well, they came in after I had killed them.
Why did you deceive us?
I did not want to kill anybody who did not need it, and it was something I did not want to even. If I told you, it was just more horrible. I didn't want to do it.
Well, you did it.
Yes. They were some sort of horrendous creature. They bit me, and then I had to take this vile stuff. Apparently I was going to turn into what they were. I did not.
Oh God.
Oh, I'm still tingling from it.
If you failed the mission, but still achieved it, but failed it in the way that they wanted,
Then I don't know what they're
How
going to
long?
do to me. It was meant to be that
I was
I'm
gonna
in and
say-
out and make no fuss. They are. It's always bad enough that I made a bad impression to start with.
But
We
you
need to get
failed
out of
the
here.
mission successfully.
Yes, but then there was this huge explosion, and I think they have made the blacksmith shop explode or ruined. I don't
sorry,
know.
who did?
Can I look around and see what I determined the time to be, or the time of night?
Nightshade did. Nightshade. I think it was. I was trying to say to her that we could make it look like they'd still taken the poison, but she said she would take care of it, and that is the most obvious thing in the world. It was even worse than what I did. Oh, I do not know.
Lex, maybe a survival check, please.
11.
The moon, Luminaria, is high in the sky. You get the impression it's not long after sort of the middle of the night.
Okay. Well, feel like that we have a lot to discuss, and you need to help me understand your choices for me to understand whether how I process this information. But it's quite timely that I have secured this passage out of here to the outpost near the Crystalline Isles.
Good, then let's go.
By teleportation, we're meeting them at dawn.
We need to be gone now.
Well, she is. I suppose the part of the city where we have to meet her is out of the way of here. I don't think they'd think to look for us here if anybody was to look for us.
Well, as the Serpent's Cloak are going to look for us, they have someone who lives here, or works here, or owns the place. I don't know.
Yeah, this is
bad. We need to be out of
place
here.
We want to be.
Yeah, right.
It's not even that I can. It's not even that I can go, because they would take you hostage so that they could get me. We all have to go.
Out the window?
Yes.
Okay.
Before you go,
Karsis, you would, during this whole conversation, realise that Jewel is head to toe covered in blood.
Well, I'm trying to currently attempt to fairly wash it off.
1 + 1 = 2. They killed someone in a way they shouldn't. They're covered in blood. It's pretty easy to figure out what's happening. Yeah.
You done fucked up.
That's the easiest puzzle we have to solve so far.
18 intelligence.
Yeah.
18
You
intelligence.
done fucked up.
It's in my mouth. It's in my mouth.
Whilst Jewel is trying to clean herself up, and whilst I suppose Lex is getting his stuff ready, before we go, let's just make sure that the window is a good place to go by.
What do you mean?
I think I need to be setting for this, and then I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna use my ability to walk into Tabitha.
So, describe what you look like when this happens then, Karsis. I'm not going to take any of this away from you. This is all your own.
Myself. Kind of close my eyes, and it's a little bit like I am meditating. So I suppose Lex would sort of recognize it a little bit. But what happens is that there's a like almost complete, as opposed to when Karsis goes into late song and like the muscles tense, there is like maybe for the first time like Karsis' muscles just completely like relax, and they sort of deflate a little bit, I suppose. And Tabitha's eyes are going to shine purple and blue, and I will see everything through her.
So the small little bat that had been riding Karsis' shoulder, all of a sudden the eyes shine blue and purple and the wings just outstretch and straight out the window.
What do I see? Do I see any people trying to sneak around? I do.
Okay, make me a perception check, please.
I can see through Tabitha's eyes.
Me, do you see? I was like, yes, of course you do.
Do you see?
What do your bat eyes see?
What do your bat eyes see?
They're travelling west.
Now, Matt, it's the middle of the night. It's a bat. So, echolocation.
Absolutely.
Would this then be a... Yeah, so it's with advantage. Great, amazing. That's all I want in life.
Yep. You are a nocturnal animal. This is your domain.
In bloody deed. Still not as high perception as I thought they would have. Anyway.
I don't pick the wrong animal.
12.
As you sort of flutter out of the window and then let out a series of squeaks, the ground, almost like a scene at a Daredevil, just splays out before you. you not only sense buildings, but also through the walls and the different things that are around. You get a lay of the land around you, the buildings, the palm trees, the stalls that now stand still. You sense the few patrons that are still in the tavern. But outside of your room right now, no one.
Cool. In that case, come back. Lay on my shoulder, and then walk out. That's weird.
Walk out.
Walk out.
As you flop onto your own shoulder, and then the eyes go dim once more, and Tabitha sort of shakes her head, stands up, and the wings flex for a minute. Karsis opens their eyes.
Coast is clear, so if we're going to go, I suppose we should go now.
Have me and Cassius had a long rest or not?
No.
So I spunked them spells, thinking I'd have had a kip, and I haven't.
Spells.
Magic.
There's nothing to stop you long resting when you get to your location.
True. At least we've still got our raid points, though. We've still got our raid hit points.
That is true.
You have indeed.
I will then look at Jewel trying to clean herself, but just making it worse, really. And I will say, let me help, and I will just cast. I'll sort of just blow against her clothes. Easy, Matt. And with that, the blood is going to get cleaned off of your clothing completely as I cast Prestidigitation.
Oh, yes, sir,
It's
please.
almost like the blood was
Anything
never
you can do.
there.
Oh, my goodness. Why have I ever hated it? Thank you.
Right. No worries. Coast is clear now, but I can't guarantee that it's going to remain that, so we make a move now.
Fine.
Yeah. Once we get down, I'll lead us to the...
I will follow you. Yes. Right. I will go into the alleyway, but I will follow you from there. Please make sure you have everything. And Joel will just make sure that she hasn't left anything in the room, and then we'll leap out the window.
Very good. Jump out.
I really should cast invisibility on the two of us, but we can't go through that.
Well, I mean, it's got to take. We've got 4 hours to kill to get there, so.
So you descend out of the window and land with your feline agility down below, with a slight meow, as there was in the background there. Lex, Karsis, I'm assuming you are all grabbing shit and getting out?
Yep. Absolutely.
Excellent. Going out the window?
Yep.
Aye.
Anybody have a climbing speed apart from Jewel?
Oh, I'm grabbing Lex with jumping, and I'm casting Featherfall on us. No.
Very good. Very good.
And I will be
Both
like
of- Lex, you
in
just...
Superman's arms.
It's going to be like that. Karsis just lifts Lex up and steps out.
Like Lex is like taking all the precautions to like climb down safe, and like no time, and I just jump. Yeah.
Jump, and you feather fall down and touch lightly on the floor. For the sake of brevity, you begin your sprint across the city now, Lex leading the way. Stealth less of an issue, but just speed.
Jewel will
being
have
said, it is
her
dark.
cloak up and be following them.
That being said, it is dark, apart from the subtle glow now that you can see towards the outer edges of the smithy, or where the smithy was. And you can see that glow. You can hear the hustle and bustle now of that area, if you like.
Avoid going anywhere near that. Make sure we skirt around it.
Well,
I will
Yes.
also tell...
Sorry, I thought I'd forgotten something about it.
I'll also tell Tabitha in Infernal to fly above us, make sure nothing is following us. If something is, come to my shoulder again.
I wonder when you would speak to me in our tongue. I will do as you ask.
Are you having a stroke, Cassis?
What language was that? What are you doing?
Choking.
Did I speak a different
The
language?
sound of it.
Is that how you communicate with Tabitha? Like I do with Cock? Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Just the type of creature that we really don't have time for this.
No. We're gonna be early. What do we do? I don't know why I'm whispering.
Why are we always leaving cities like this?
Mostly your fault.
Okay, it is not good to point fingers, alright?
You asked the question, Joel. You can't be mad if
Okay.
a man of order gives you an answer.
Where's there is
Is that one of
balance?
those rhetorical questions?
There is
I'm not
balance.
familiar with that.
A cat just killed a rat. How about that?
Well, he's just going to
Actually,
give you
you raised a
factual
pretty good
answers,
point.
you know.
Yeah, that's the natural.
But there we go.
Cat
Fine.
Kill rat.
Are we all good now? I killed a
Don't try and
rat.
trick me into believing your dastardly deed was okay.
It wasn't okay. It was stupid.
That's fucking chaos.
At this point, Cog is going to flutter out and just hover by your head, Lex. And with those clicks and whirs that are a lot quieter than usual. Quiet is paramount. Stop arguing.
Cock says you need to be quiet. You're bringing too much attention to the group. Let's move in silence.
Joe goes down to all fours, but then points back at Cog and just points a finger out, but puts the tongue out like, and then moves on.
Very good. So you all scamper off then towards over towards the Arcane district, and it takes a good sort of half an hour to get there, or 20 minutes, half an hour to get across to that side of the city, moving stealthily, moving through the darkness. But everything is quiet, and you reach the house that you had stood outside. The remnants of that chalk circle still there, Lex, although slightly scuffed away. What would you like to do?
I fear we're too early. I'm not sure whether we should wake them. She has children. What do you think we should do? Do you think we should hide out here until the proper time? It's only a couple of hours.
I mean, we can try. A couple of hours?
I mean, I've still got an alarm on the hotel room, so if somebody busts into it...
Then if someone busts in there, then we wake them. Otherwise, hide nearby. Not all together. Make sure that you two can see each other. And I will hide with a good vantage point and will wait. I shall follow you in when you go in.
Assuming I'm still within 1 mile of the hotel, Matt, at this woman's place, because it is quite far away. I might not be, eh? I'm not. The alarm is bullshit.
Yeah.
That is not comforting. Scratch that, we're too far away for the alarm to work.
Well, we can hide, and I can keep eyes up with Tabitha, and with you, Joel, and we can see if we find anything.
Car can help keep watch. He can see things that are invisible.
Fine. Then
And
Cog and Tabitha on the roof with me.
don't you need to just
Is that a plan?
debrief and calm down?
Yes,
Gather-
I will do
gather
that when I am
yourself.
not seen. I will get up there and lay low. If I hear anything,
Lot would do better to be quiet.
Ah,
As a groggy female form steps outside.
Hi.
Oh,
I know we're a little early. I'm sorry. The timeline's got adjusted.
early. Very early.
I'll chuck on an extra 100 gold for your trouble. If you could teleport us now.
You wish to go now? Oh, I figured as much. Let me just grab my things and, yes, please come in, sit, try not to be too loud. The children are still, well, child is still sleeping. I have to go and fetch the other one tomorrow morning as well. Anyway, yes, please take a seat. I will be back momentarily. And they sort of wander with that bleary-eyed look to sort of, you can see they grab a bottle of something and just pop the top. Okay. Components.
While she's doing that, I'll say
5 or 10 minutes later.
You owe her the 100 gold for her trouble, and also 300 for the rest of the travel.
Well, when I get that, I will hand it back. Jewel will then surreptitiously try and basically blend into behind Karsus, him being specimen, them being specimen.
Very good. You wander behind Karsus then, and all of you sit there for about 5 or 10 minutes until the lady comes back. Okay, let's do this. We'll just draw, and they begin to sketch a circle. Now, I have only been to this place maybe once or twice, so let's hope this goes okay. And sort of begins to draw the spell circle and sketches it out. And just as
in case it doesn't go okay, here's the payment now, and I'll give her the 400 gold she did.
I was just about to ask about this. Thank you.
Yeah,
amazing.
Always on it.
Cool. Thank you.
Cassus is memorizing the shit out of this circle. And like the components that are being used for it.
Runes.
They're like, Drew, give me a pen. Fuck's sake, give me a pen.
I use my claws.
Cool. So you would see them.
Cassus is trying to use cog like a Polaroid camera. Just like, how does this work?
You literally have photographic memory.
So yes, you see these different chalks, but they're very fine chalks, and it's almost like they sparkle in what little light is around here, and eventually the chalk is worn down into nothing as the spell circle is completed. She then looks at you all. Very well. Just the verbals to finish. If you would all kindly step inside, I will cast the spell from outside, and you should get to where you need to go. That way I can stay here, and you can all go where you need to go. Good?
Thank you. I really appreciate this.
Jewel is first into the circle, nice and, stays like in a low...
Oh shit, where did they come from? Fuck.
Oh, yeah, they do that. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I am keen to get out of here.
Okay. Very good. Cool. Right. And they begin to sort of speak this spell out, and their eyes begin to glow this almost amber colour as the chalk, which was a sort of sparkling green, almost glows emerald green around you, and then the light overtakes you, and I need someone to roll me a D100, please. Cast go on.
I would like to also make a point that Tabitha is going to fly back to the tavern, to the room.
Just before you teleport?
Yep.
Very good. Okay. So in that moment, just before the spell completes, you have a thought and think, and Tabitha shoots off. I need one of you, whoever, to roll me a D100, please.
91.
Yo-ho-ho!
91.
Is that good?
Damn.
We're 91 kilometers where we should be from. Maybe. Or 91% accuracy.
That light blinds you for a moment.
I don't know, Danny.
And
You're
then-
the only person in this group that's ever cast fucking teleportation circle.
But I should not cast
Sorry, Matt.
teleport. Oh, yeah.
As the light begins to dim, then, and your eyes sort of begin to adjust to the darkness now, you can hear the gentle sound of waves lapping against the shore. And you find yourself on the outskirts, just literally outside, on this stone platform, outside a small village, I suppose you could call it. Nestled on the tranquil shores of this glistening lake that glistens in the moonlight, you can see this small outpost that stands as something of a resilient bastion against the encroaching wilderness beyond it. Even in this sort of subtle moonlight, you can see the tapestry of colours that sort of surround it. Definitely, you get the impression towards, or straight ahead beyond the outpost, looks like there's either a forest or a swamp or a jungle of sorts. The air carries with it that distinct earthy scent mingled with that refreshing aroma of water as a breeze just gently sweeps across the land. As your eyes now focus towards the outpost, you see that it itself consists of a cluster of these sturdy wooden structures that have been weathered by time and the elements. You see a larger building, you can only assume it's the main building. Bears the mark of countless seasons with faded paint and a door that, in that subtle breeze, you can hear just creaks open and shut. Almost looks as if it stands as a testament to the tenacity and resourcefulness of those who have chosen to live here, as it is very remote. You don't see any roads leading to this place. There are a scattering of smaller buildings that surround this central hub, if you like, providing shelter, you assume, for the outpost residents. These buildings are very much humble and built with functionality in mind. They display signs of sort of care and personalisation where you can see, amidst this very simple construction, stacks of firewood, drying racks for herbs, for fish. You can spot them near and around the buildings. They showcase the resilience of or on the bounties of the surrounding natural resources, if you like. And then to the edge of the outpost, you can then look out and you see the lake that sparkles with this sort of serene beauty, its glassy surface very much reflecting that vibrant tapestry of colours of the night. You can see fishing boats and discarded fishing nets around. Small rafts tethered to these weathered docks. They await the call to be embarked on expeditions or provide a respite for those seeking solace on the serene lake. This seems like a haven for those who seek solace amidst the wilderness. A place where adventurers may find respite. A flickering beacon of civilization amongst this untamed expanse that stretches beyond its borders. What do we wish to do?
Is there like an entry gate? There's no guards or anything? Is it walled off as in...
Literally,
or is it
there
just
is
like you can
probably
casually
a
walk?
very small wooden fence of sorts that surrounds it. They don't look as if they're geared up for war, so to speak. This is a very, very simple outpost.
Does it also seem like, because we've traveled west, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Does the sun travel, or does the planet travel around the sun in the same direction as it does?
It does
on Earth?
indeed. Yep.
Right. So does it look like we've traveled enough that we've went forward in time, as it were? Does it seem like we're in a different time zone?
You are definitely in a different time zone. You can just about see the sun peeking over the horizon, if you like.
Gotcha. And does it seem like the
you can see
town
the
is...
subtle glows. You can see the
Okay.
subtle glow
Yeah.
of what begins to be sunrise. Not quite that much time yet.
Trying to get it right, but it would be earlier in the night.
Yeah, because the land of the rising sun is east, isn't it? So then we've gone more into the night.
Yeah.
That's very true. Very true. Very true. Very true. And you know I can't do east and
Yes.
west, guys.
The,
So
su-
that
the,
means
su-
we've technically had a long rest. Oh,
the,
cheers,
su-
I've
the
pressed
sun gets up
No.
early and goes to bed when it's ready. And that's how you remember?
Yeah. There we go. Thank you for that. So actually, we will scrap all of that because, yeah, I can't do directions apparently. It is cooler here, much cooler. You're surrounded by grasses and plains, apart from sort of that expanse of foliage, I will call it, beyond the outpost. The moon itself still hangs high in the sky. And the outpost is quiet. Apart from what you realise is a single individual just wandering around.
Have they spotted us?
They are heading your way, attracted by the flash of light.
Do you think they're going to be hostile?
When we when asked, we came from either Zumkar or Thalissa. We have not come from a cruise.
Thalissa sounds good.
Thalissa it
Both
is.
of those statements are technically true.
There we go.
Well, let's
So as this
try not to look
individual
incriminating.
gets closer, you hear this.
Try not to look
Oh
dirty.
there!
Just trying to stand casually here.
Hello?
Hello, we're
They sort of
Lex, look
Guys,
cover
we're
their head
nonchalant.
to
travelers.
look and then realise,
Nonchalant.
and they then pull out a torch and hold it up. Who goes there?
weary travellers looking for respite.
I gathered you were travelers coming in on the traveling stone. What brings you to the outpost?
We are travelling west.
Yeah, this is as far as they could take us. So it's literally just a flying visit, so to speak.
Traveling west via the outpost, did you not think to head north through the Vale and, well, Gorellin's land?
We're not experienced travellers. There probably was a better route, but we're here now, and hoping you might be able to help.
By all means, come. Sit by the fire, get warm. It's a cool night tonight. Chill on the air.
What's the ancestry of this individual, Matt?
So as the individual gets closer and you can see the torchlight sort of shines over their face, you see this very dark-skinned human with this silverish grey hair and a silverish grey beard that's tucked very close to their face. Looks about middle-aged, very weathered features. From what you can see as the torchlight reflects off their face bears the marks of a life spent outdoors. That being said, his demeanour comes across as kind.
Okay.
Thank you for your hospitality,
Follow
friend.
me. No, it's not nice to leave anyone out in the dark and the cold. Come. Welcome to the Anoa Outpost. Named for the lake.
Insight check to that first bit.
Okay.
He's a human. 0.
Being as sincere as anything.
Good.
Leads you over to just beyond this main building, and you can now see the glow of the fire. It's not a large fire, just small enough to provide some subtle warmth to individuals stood within its vicinity. As you get closer, you sort of feel that heat just sort of sink itself into your bones, and there's a sense of that tension you felt from the evening just almost begins to release. Well, you all look like you've arrived quickly and under stressful circumstances. I should introduce myself.
Yeah.
I'm Garrus.
Hi,
Garrus
Gary.
Stormwind. Garrus.
It's literally what I thought.
Yeah, Garrus.
What terrible.
Sorry.
What terrible.
I'm Lex. This is Lex. And this is Lex.
Make me a perception check, please.
Go on. Natural 20. Come on. That's all I want in life is for this to stick.
No, it's only 11.
Uh,
11? I think I've rolled an 11 3 times in a row, I think.
Bear with me. Because I can't spell for shit.
Jewel should be called X.
You have to make sure that
so
you
that was an
pronounce the
11.
apostrophe.
Yeah.
Lex.
Yes.
X.
Lex, and Lex.
Yeah.
Strange, but sure.
They're spelled differently, pronounced.
Are you hungry?
Slightly.
Yes.
That's fine.
Very.
I'm sorry, I didn't
Here,
catch.
I've got the...
I didn't catch your name. Was Garius?
Garrus Stormwind.
Stormwind.
How long have you been at the this outpost?
As long as I can recall, really. I've pretty much... No, that's not true. That's not true. The old age, sorry, it's getting to me. Well, I wandered here in my days and never left. So, 20 seasons, maybe? More?
Where did you wander from? From the west or the north?
From the south, actually.
Oh. I thought that was all the sea. You came across the sea?
No, there are lands beyond the sea. I traveled here as part of an envoy long ago and, well, set out on my own. Bought my freedom.
Where in the south do you come from?
I come from a small little town to the north of, well, I think it's now going by the Auroran Empire, but that's not what I remember it as.
He'll be your bastard dad's ex-right-hand man or something, wouldn't
Are you my dad? Sorry, I'm not going to stop
he?
that. That's a joke from another show.
I was conscripted into the Empress's new army, and well, it didn't sit right, so I forged my own path. Settled here with these fine folks, and never looked back since.
I respect a man of moral strength.
And you did that 20 years ago.
20, maybe 25. I don't know.
And
So
and what
is
is here? What is this? What is this settlement? Where's the outpost?
This is what you see. Small little outpost. I'm told it was once part of a... Well, it's built atop of an old town or city that used to be part of a wider kingdom known as Serena. This place was claimed by, well, the swamplands that you can see to the north long ago. There's not much left now, nothing but ruins and this here lake, I guess.
And if we want lodgings for the evening, is there like a tavern, or do we have to just camp out tonight?
We don't have a tavern as such. We tend to live off the land and make what we can, but if you're in need of somewhere to stay, then I can offer my residence for now. It's small, it's simple, but you could probably all squeeze in. The big fella, he's probably gonna, they're probably gonna struggle. But it'll be cozy.
Sorry,
Sorry, you were talking about these. We were sort of in the ruins of a larger town. Was it just the swamps that took over them?
We're the ruins. The main ruins are far deep within the swamp to the north.
Oh.
This used to be part of a greater kingdom that apparently no longer exists. Ancient. That stone you arrived in on is actually an old something, apparently, that they've used and turned into a means of travel in recent times. It's one of the last known one of the last known remnants of Serena, or the Kingdom of, around here.
Serena, is that?
Mm-hmm.
Does that ring any bells in anything?
Joe would get in on that if that's all right.
History check.
Because it is roughly her continent, I suppose. History. $18.
Carsis, not a clue. Jewel, you've spent time in NOF, so you know a little bit of the history. You would know that there are supposed ruins within the Serena Swamps, which is a large area of swampland to the southern edge, sort of central southern edge of NOF itself. It actually takes up a good portion of the central part of NOF, actually. It is ringed by a mountain range, and to the north there is the mainly human and elven settlements. There is the Viridian Vale to the east, And I'm going to have to bring up my map because I'm going off memory here, and you know what my memory's like. Spare me just a second, that's the one. So yes, you know there is the Viridian Vale to the northeast, and a small pass between the mountain range and the coastland to the north before you enter into the plains of Binnerith, which is actually part of what heads out to the west.
The area of Serena has always been.
Wasn't me tonight.
To be fair, I didn't smack it. I actually managed to catch it with my headphone cable. That's impressive.
There's still time, Matt. There's still time.
The area of Serena has always been quite of interest to me. I've actually, I'm originally from further west, over the river, Aethania River. So I don't know that much about this place, but I've always been interested.
You're not far from home, then.
I am not.
You have a Dryamirian accent.
Yes, I do. I was we were all a lot further west, but our travels take us all over.
Interesting. How about the rest of you, Middle Lex? Where do you hail from?
No, I mean,
Yes,
originally I'm from the Oblivion Isles, even further to the west. But I have been away from there for most of my life, traveling myself.
Make me a perception check, please.
Uh-oh. 5. Go team.
5. Very good. Oblivion Isles. I hear it's beautiful.
I don't remember much, if I'm honest. I just have a few trinkets from my time there, but like I said, I've been traveling around quite a bit for most of my life.
Haven't we all? And finally, the big person, you might want to put on some more clothes. It's going to get chilly tonight.
Oh, I'm quite hot. It's okay. I come from.
That's a factual statement.
I come from Thalissa. It was there that I met these two fine folk.
Thalissa. Not the accent you usually hear in Thalissa, but well, each to their own.
Well, parents just
don't recall
traveled,
much of
you know.
Thalissa. Yeah, no, I can understand that. So listen, you need sleep. You all look fairly tired. My lodge is just over there. Not big. I'm the night watchman here, so it's my job to patrol during the evening. But you are welcome to stay, and then we'll see about setting you on your way in the morning, unless there's anything you need to do around here. But there's not much to do but fish and hunt and, well, toil the earth, so to speak. Toil the earth. Toil the earth.
Thank you for your offer. We will. I think we would all love to take it. Thank you.
Very much so.
Very good. There's blankets and all sorts. I'm sure you'll hopefully get a comfy night's sleep.
Thank you again for your hospitality.
Quite alright. And Garrus returns to just sort of looking at the fire and sort of rubs his hands together, holds them out, and then picks up a stick. Looks like a weathered walking stick, and just begins to plod around the outskirts, sort of just on the inside of the wooden fence around the edge of the outpost. As you all head into this very, very simple lodge. Think Hagrid's hut, but about twice the size, so big enough to get you all in here snugly. There is a a single main bed, but there are a number of rugs and blankets thrown all over the place, and plenty of floor space, or at least enough floor space for you to move things out of the way and lay down. A simple hearth with the sort of dying embers of a fire. Simple table, simple chairs, not unlike the smithy duel. Shelving units with different items, food, drink, tools. There is a fishing line and fishing nets actually hung up on 2 pegs and 2 hooks on the wall, and there is a small open wardrobe, if you like, with just very simple clothes in there. You also notice there is a longbow leant up against the edge of the closet. Other than that, not much else.
Before we bed down for the night, Jewel, I've been thinking about your predicament and how I feel about it. And I don't know whether I've reached this decision from an emotional point of view or from a logical point of view, or a combined logical emotional view, if that is even possible. But the way I see it, you were sent by agents of chaos to commit a dastardly deed. But what you actually did was inadvertently prevent a potential curse from spreading across the city. If they bit other citizens, it could have caused even more chaos. So actually, you might have restored the natural order of things by killing this individual, albeit for a different reason than you were actually there intentionally for the first place. Yes. So I think maybe it was fated that you met this individual, albeit through the wrong means. I think that's...
You may be correct. I am still processing it. I think that...
Hopefully that helps you come to terms with it as well.
Last night I went through... Tonight I went through a lot. I felt like it was, well, them or me, and I believed that it would... If it wasn't me, it would be someone else. So this person would die anyway. If I was not to be the one, someone else would. And also, I would die as well. So I thought, it may well have been me. When I then found that, well, they said when we met, and when they showed their true form, they said I would have to die anyway, that I have seen too much. Well, at that point it was kill or be killed. They did try and succeeded in biting me, and yes, they may well have wanted to do that to many people. I have to admit, Lex, I wondered how such a sweet blacksmith could get caught up in... Why would they have wanted the protection of the Serpent's cloak? It seems
maybe
so
they
foolish.
Were protecting their secret, maybe?
Yes, I think they had dark dealings. And I now believe it was purely a cover. And they were a very nasty piece of work.
Yeah. So in this case, two wrongs may have made a right?
I unfortunately do not think the math on that still works, because I think that I made a mess. I let someone make a bigger mess. And I ran away without training any further. So I do not know what is going to happen the next time the Serpent's Cloak catch up with me. But I think I am just simply going to have to run as fast as I can.
Well,
for as long as I can.
Next time, can we at least face it together rather than you doing it alone?
Good to say.
I am sorry, both of you. That was very foolish of me. I was trying to keep you as far from it as possible. I do not think I am very good at that.
No.
I mean, sure, you have to understand that you died and we brought you back. We didn't have to. But we felt like you were a part of this, so let us continue to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Oh, how foolish I have been. Yes.
You two have become pivotal to my mission, and I hope we continue to work together.
I believed that the Serpent's Cloak was what was my mission. It is clear it is now ours.
Yep. Speaking of people we may not want to find us, do you think we need to worry about the ex-Ammonium soldier?
No, don't think so.
Okay. Well, if this is a place of escape, he seems to have escaped.
Now you think back. Sorry, you're thinking about a different soldier. Ignore me.
Oh, this one.
Yeah, I thought you meant the Auroran guy you'd just met.
You know,
You're on about the guy that headed south.
it was
I'm on about the guy we just spoke to.
yeah.
You're on about the guy you just spoke to. This is where, yeah, because you said Ammonian. That's what confused me. Auroran is the word you were
Sorry,
looking for.
yeah.
Now you think back to that interaction. Make me another perception check, please.
Roll above a 10. Nope, 6.
Yeah.
6.
Shocking.
As you think back, you've heard Karsus speak. You've heard others speak from the Auroran Empire. His accent was off.
Thinking on it, he said your accent didn't sound thick. Listen, he didn't sound Auroran either. But then again, I don't sound like from the Oblivion Isles, so, potato, potato.
I mean, it's a big continent, and accents not necessarily informed where you're from, so
Case in point.
people you're with.
Yeah, true. Okay.
Joe will get up
Probably just looking
and
for suspicions where there is none.
if there's a window or anything, just look out and see if he's still around the fire.
He's behind you.
He's no longer beside the fire. He had ventured out. You can just see an individual just sort of patrolling the edge of the village there.
Why is it that I feel that I can trust no one except you two?
Because we're the only ones who have been trustworthy so far.
You have. You totally have. Another interesting thing was I sort of felt bad about this initially. But I also thought that it would be the only opportunity I would get, seeing as this person would no longer be around. She digs into her bag and brings out the dagger. I thought if the blacksmith would no longer be around, there was no way of me being able to acquire this.
I think in the grand scheme of homicide, a little thievery is probably at the end of the world.
I was going to say, you killed someone, you stole, doesn't, it's on the scale.
Is this two wrongs make a right, Lex?
No,
Oh,
definitely not.
it was worth a try.
But I'm slowly learning that it's about the end cause, ultimately. I wouldn't be set on this path with you if it wasn't supposed to happen. I think I'm just trying to convince myself here.
To be honest, Lex, so am I. I am sure there are many people who are afflicted like this, and they are perfectly lovely people. I feel the way the Serpent's Cloak works means they were never going to tell me everything. And I suppose if I did know that this person was a truly horrible person, I would quite happily be the avenger of what they have done. But that was not the way I was sent. And it wrongs me to feel like that. I wish, like I said before, it was merely hours ago, that I was working for the same group as Nightshade is, instead of the Serpent's Cloak.
Well, maybe the balance is the good heart that lies behind your bad deeds.
I do worry that once I knew it was kill or be killed, I had no problem ripping his throat out with my knife.
Well, let's be honest, you're in a room full of killers, so...
We hopefully only do it for the greater good.
For me, the mission that we are on, the investigation that we are undertaking, is paramount above everything. So, if you need to do that to survive and get on to the next objective, then needs must.
I do not know whether it has been the last few days or whether it has simply been what we have been through over the last couple of weeks. I did not ever want to, or I had not ever killed anyone before and did not want to. Recently, however, it has not bothered me at all. Not that I go looking for it.
No, but that must justify it was the right decision.
Meh. Anyway, some sleep. I need it. Thank you again for understanding in a very difficult situation.
Well,
I hereby now promise that I will not keep anything from you two. From other people, I will secret the world. But from you, I shall tell you all.
It's very nice to hear.
I do that not even with the faith that you will do the same. Because I am not here to... I do not have a leg to stand on. Yes, legs, I do have 2 legs to stand on. It is a phrase.
I got the reference that time.
Good. I am tired. I did not know.
I'm feeling quite emotional, which is probably my cue to go to bed. I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed.
Let us all go to sleep. Is it worth... I think I am even too tired to keep watch.
I think we're
I'll stay
safe here.
I'll stay up for a bit.
Wake me if you need to, Cassis.
Will do.
Yeah. Wake Jewel.
And
I'll close my eyes.
Very good. As Cog sort of settles itself down next to Lex, as you sort of pull some blankets over the top of you, curl one sort of underneath your head. And Cog just sort of, the eyes close, the wings fold in, and Jewel, you sort of curl yourself up into a ball and almost hug yourself a little bit as the day and the evening
Surely. They'll needle on the carpet first, surely.
and sort of turns around 4 times on top of the blanket before settling down. Yeah.
Tail wraps around the whole thing.
Yeah.
Instinctively, Jewel, you just pull the hood up before you fall asleep.
Oh, 100%.
And Cassis, anything you wish to do finally before we close for this evening?
Yes. Just after I'm pretty sure they're both asleep. So maybe I'll wait an hour or so. I'm going to take out one of the soul coins, the one that still has 3 charges.
Mm-hmm.
And holding on to it, and I will just activate the query option. Spend the charge on the coin. And I will simply ask in Infernal. Who trapped you here?
There is a moment before a voice returns. I sold my soul for power. The devil trapped me here. The one who makes deals. Or one of his kin.
That's been a second charge then. Does the one that makes deals have a name?
There are many devils who make deals. But ultimately, they all report to one. The Lord of Nine.
Considering the events of a certain campaign, I will assume that there is no reference whatsoever to this Lord of Nine that Cassus would
Make me
even
history check,
remotely-
please.
Oh boy, okay. Natural 20. For a
Cassus is a learned
24.
24. Cassus is a learned individual, having spent a lot of time reading. The Lord of Nine is a name that does not come up often, even in the most religious texts. However, you have come across one passage in your youth, having come from part of the world where it exists separately from the likes of Enoweth and Nylin, talking about prime deities and betrayer gods, and you understand the Lord of Nine to be the Lord of the Hells, the Nine Hells, supposedly trapped beyond.
Beyond?
Beyond. Those are the words you read and the words you understood.
Cool. Nice. And after that, I will almost instinctively, I will almost call Tabitha back, but then I remember why I kept her there, and I will wait a little bit longer, and I will go to sleep.
Okay. Still with that coin clasped between your fingers, then, just as you sort of return it to the bag just before you fall asleep, there is a subtle voice. My child, head west. All your answers. Head east. All your answers are east. Told you I couldn't do directions.
Is that the same voice from the temple, I'm going to assume?
Very similar, very similar. If it's slightly just quieter and subtle, but yes, sounds almost the same. And with that then, we will close for this evening. as a small bat exists in a tavern room, clinging to the ceiling. Clinging to the ceiling and observing as one individual walks in a greenish cloak, hood up and dagger out. The individual huffs. Gone. They turn and another individual in a green cloak steps forward. This is your failure, Nadira. Your failure. Sometime later, another individual scales the wall and sort of peeps their head in. This one familiar to Tabitha, one of Shearer Nightshade, just looks in and whispers, "Good." And then she looks up, sees the bat. Tell Carsis I say hello. And the Shearer Nightshade disappears into the night. And that is where we will leave our episode for tonight. So thank you all so much for joining us. Thank you, Raiders, all of you, for sticking around as well. It is amazing. Thank you to our continued support from our regulars as well. I hope you have all had great fun tonight. I certainly have. Hopefully the players have as well. What an amazing session. So much to unpack from that next week, I think, as we begin the next leg of our journey west. Got that one right. Towards the Crystalline Isle, and we will see what the plains of Binnerith, the Serena Swamps, Lake Anoa, and all of these areas have to hold for our players. As always, go check out this episode on YouTube later on this week, Friday-ish. Same with the podcast. You will always, you can always catch Campaign 1 on those platforms as well. So if you wish to go and either revisit Campaign 1 or revisit earlier episodes in this campaign, then please do so. Please come and join us on the Discord server as well. There's everything from the homebrews that I've used in Campaign 1 there, to spoilers, to fan art, but also just a place to share your creations as well. And if you have your own D&D streams, then please share them with us, and we will support you as well. Don't forget to go and support Homie and the Dude with their Sky Zephyrs Kickstarter campaign, and hopefully when we get a preview of that, we will be able to give you a sneak preview of it on stream as well. But until then, we will see you next week. Do stick around. We are also going to raid, so stick around for the raid. You can guide the raid using your Wrathstrike nuggets if you so choose. But until next week, we have been the Malt and Magic crew. This has been episode 19. Stay safe. We love you all, and we'll see you next time.